guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video I'm going to be sharing the best primers in my opinion. So I kind of do use primers on an everyday basis, but I tend to prefer like spray primers more often than not. So yeah, I have a couple of primers that I'm just going to share with you today that I think personally are the best primers for my skin. Now I have oily skin, but I think that some of these primers might work for normal skin, or there's one that would even work for dry skin as well. So I personally just use these primers on a regular basis, and I think that they're the best for me. But everybody's different, so these are just my recommendations, and apart from one, they're all drugstore and affordable. So yeah, let's just get started. Okay, so I'm going to start with the primer waters. I use these without fail every single day. Sometimes I just use these, sometimes I have them with a primer as well. But I tend to find that these are really good. They hydrate your skin, refresh yourself, and yeah, they do help the makeup stay longer as well. So let's start with the Barry M Flawless Hydro Fix Primer Water. Now, if you watch my channel, I'm sure you're sick of hearing this, because I use this in every video. I use it every single morning when I do my makeup. So I just love this. I think this is $4.99. This one is running out. I need to get a new one. And yeah, I spray it on my face, refreshes my face. It gives me a nice like cooling feel, like a mist. Then I put the makeup on, and yeah, it does help your makeup last longer. But obviously it's not as good as a primer. So I tend to use this and another primer, but I love this so much. And for $4.99, it's worth trying. And it's not just water. A lot of people say, why are you just paying to spray water on your face? It's not. It has all good ingredients in it, which I don't know what they are. They're listed there, but it is good for you, and it does make you feel really refreshed. Another primer water is the NYX First Base Primer Spray. This is a bit of a more intense spray. It's not like a fine mist. I think it's a bit more aggressive in your face, but it's still really good, and this helps your makeup last a long time as well. This is a little bit more expensive. I think this was $5.99. But NYX is a really good brand, and I still use this. It's really refreshing. I tend to use this one more, but when I'm running out of this one, I use this one, and it is just as good. It is really good. So yeah, that's the NYX one. Now, this was the first ever primer water I actually discovered. I got this for free in an e.l.f. mystery box or something, and it's the e.l.f. Mineral Mist. And this was the first ever primer water I got. I think this is pretty much used up now. This smells really nice, and this is what got me into primer water really, because this was so cooling, refreshing on my face, and I thought, what an easy way to just prime your face, because this is so much easier than getting a primer, getting a stippling brush, scrubbing it into your face. Not really, but you know what I mean. And this, you just spray and you're done, and it does a really good job. So this was the first one that got me into it, but I think the e.l.f. does like a few primer water type sprays, but this is just the one that I like to use. Now, moving on to actual primers. First up, I'm going to mention this. This is kind of like, some days I love this, some days I hate this, but I still think it's really good. So this is the L'Oreal Lumi Magique Base Pure Light Primer. Now, I tend to use this more in the spring, maybe in the winter a little bit, but I don't use this in the summer. This is very illuminating, very dewy. I think there's a lot of like highlight in this, so you do look quite shiny, quite oily in this, which I like in the springtime or in the wintertime when my face is super dry. But in the summer, you look like a greasy, cakey mess with this. So I don't use this in the summer, but it's actually really good as a spring primer. Even if you have oily skin like me, it's still pretty good as a primer. It doesn't make your makeup slip and slide, because I use a powder anyway. So it's pretty good. But if you have dry skin, this would be so good for you, all year round even. And a lot of people like to look really glowy and illuminating and like blinding sun kind of look in the summer anyway. And if that's you, this is the one for you. But I don't tend to look like I'm shining from the sun in the summer, because I have natural oils anyway, and I don't like that look on myself. And if I did that with my natural oils, I'd basically be slipping and sliding all over the place. So that wouldn't be good for me. But this is really good in the spring, and if you have dry skin, this would be really good for you. I can't remember how much this was. Was this like $7.99? I'm not sure. But I always use this in the spring. I never use it in the summer, always in the spring, but it's really, really good. So that's my first primer to mention. Next up, we have the Too Faced Hangover Primer. Now, this is the only high-end primer I'm talking about. I love this primer because it really helps your makeup last all day. It's mattifying, it's silicone-free, but it stinks. I'm not a type of person who likes coconut. Hate coconut, hate the smell of coconut, but I guarantee you that 90% of the nation probably likes the smell of coconut. So I'm in the very minority here, but it's just annoying for me because when I put this on my face, I can smell it all day. But it doesn't deter from the fact that this is a really good primer. The only thing is that it was expensive compared to the others, and it smells. But it's a really good primer. It makes your makeup last all day, and I love the brand Too Faced anyway. Okay, next up we have the Colourpop All-Star Matte Blur Primer. Now, I only recently discovered this like a couple of months ago, and I really like it. Now, again, this doesn't smell good. I don't know if there's coconut in this, but it doesn't smell nice. But it is an amazing primer. This primer and the next primer I'm about to mention after this are my favourite primers. This really sticks to your face, and the foundation sticks to the primer. It is so, so good. You don't get any slipping and sliding or anything with this. It is really, really good and super affordable. I'm sure this was like probably £5, £6 because it's from Colourpop. I love Colourpop as a brand. I'm so glad they came up with a primer, and like they came up with this face spray as well. But yeah, it's just really good, and it's matte, perfect for me because I have oily skin. So yeah, if you're looking for a primer from Colourpop, it's amazing. Now, the last primer I'm going to mention is my favourite one. I think it's the best primer out there. I'm going to say it. I haven't tried every primer in the world. I haven't tried many, but this is my favourite one. I think it's the best one in my opinion. And it's the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Face Primer Matte. This is amazing. Honestly, I can't tell you how much I love this. I have gone through bottles and bottles of this, and I have about 4 backups because it is so, so good. So first of all, it's matte, perfect for my oily skin. As soon as I put this on, all my shine and grease goes away. It is amazing. And this sticks to your face, and I'm not being funny, but the foundation and any other makeup you put on top of it lasts like a dream. If you put this on first thing in the morning, it'll still be perfect, all your makeup, by the end of the night, because this is so good. I wore this on my wedding day. I used this for my wedding makeup because I did my own makeup, and my makeup was amazing at the end of the day. So it is so good. Doesn't have any weird smells either, and I think it's really affordable. I'm sure this was like £4 or £5, and I did get it from Beauty Bay, but I'm sure now Wet n Wild is available in Boots and or Superdrug, I'm not sure, but it's really easily accessible now. You used to only be able to get Wet n Wild in America, but they're actually making it much more accessible here in the UK, so that's amazing. And honestly, if you have not tried this out and you have normal or oily skin, it's amazing. I'm telling you now, this is the best primer in my opinion. I love it so, so much. It is really good. Okay, so that completes this video. These were my favourite primer waters and primers for me with oily skin, and just for me in general. In my opinion, these are the best. So I hope you liked this video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up down below. Make sure you're subscribed to my channel if you're not already, so you can see all my other videos. And leave a comment down below what your favourite primer is as well. So if you have oily skin, or even if you have dry skin, let me know in the comments what your favourite primer is, so I can check it out. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!